Gypsy's prescription pad. Gypsy posted. Shoved someplace in a corner of my closet is where I store my trauma. Never looking back.
Don't know what this is and like what this is all about. So in my documentary, Christy had talked about finding a prescription pad underneath my mom's bed when they went to go get some of like our stuff from the old Habitat house. So until now, it had never been photographed or seen in documentaries or anything. And so I recently came across it in a box of old photos. To my knowledge, it has never been used. I don't know. I mean, I could at least say there's no documentation of my mom using it. I don't know when she took it. It would have had to been between years 2006 to 2015. But it is legit. It's real. It's got like this reflector thing on the back. So I don't want to keep it. I don't want it in my house. I am taking full opportunity to document its existence. But a bigger conversation needs to be had about how was she able to even get this? So I just I might be acting on emotion right now because it's like I've heard of it, but like to actually see it, it's a whole different other ballgame. And so I just want to if the nurses or the doctors of this hospital is even looking at this right now, watching this video, this needs to be your highest priority. This is just as important as your badge, as your license. You do not leave this for people to find or whatever. Like, this is not a toy. This is medical equipment. And my mind is blown. Like, my mind is just blown, okay? I think I'm within my right to be upset. I really am. I think people need to have these conversations. Doctors, nurses, whatever, if you're watching, do not leave this for people to get. It may be too late for me, but do better. For real.
Gypsy Rose and her bestie posted that she found a prescription pad in a box full of pictures. And this wasn't quite the gotcha they thought it was. I would like to draw your attention to these numbers right here. That is an identification code. And it tells you things like where it was made. But this is the most important part. That is the month and the year which it is printed. While I stand by, if it was stolen, it was likely Gypsy that stole it, because she herself has admitted that she was a thief. And we've heard no stories of Dee Dee stealing stuff. However, I'm not inclined to believe that this was stolen after a little more research. And here's why. In October of 2007, a new tamper-resistant prescription law went into effect. October is the 10th month of the year, and this is from the 9th month of the year. So the more likely scenario here is that the doctors knew this was going into effect, and they knew that Gypsy was a little slow. So they thought, you know what, we'll give her this to play with, because it won't be able to be used. Additionally, if Dee Dee had ever tried to get prescriptions that she should not have gotten, it would have been reported. And we have never seen any such report. Not only have we not seen a report, we've never even seen an investigation. So because of the identification code and the date on it, I'm inclined to believe that this was never stolen. It was given. Because the doctors probably were like, well, you know what? Here's something she can play doctor with at home. But little did they know, Gypsy wasn't into playing doctor. Gypsy was more into this stuff, particularly being the beast instead of the cutesy little princess.
No post this morning from Gypsy Rose. Love that. But was it just me, or did that prescription pad look different both times she showed it? It looked way thicker the first time she showed it. And it makes me wonder if she tried to write some new prescriptions on it. Please stay with me, Ken. I'll get you the Adderall. I'll get you the uppers. Please, you don't gotta be afraid falling asleep in the same house with me. Stay the night, please. I know that gave her like flashbacks of just chilling and writing herself some drug prescriptions back in the day while her mom was asleep and sick. Because let's not forget that her mom was actually sick. And she led her mom to believe that she was actually sick. So, yeah. I wonder if Ken thinks she's sick.
Hello, good morning, everybody. It's been 2 years and 2 months for me, but there's still things to go over because Gypsy Rose Blanchard just doesn't ever stop talking.
Prescription pad?
What's that?
Can I ask you a question about the prescription pad that Christy says she found? Where did she find that prescription pad, and have you actually seen that prescription pad?
Absolutely. I was there with her. Myself.
Okay, and where was it when you found it, Rod?
In the bedroom somewhere.
In the bedroom. Okay.
The story has never changed because it doesn't need to change when it's the truth. Okay. So we and Dee and Gypsy's house, Gypsy had access to get the pictures. Big thing of pictures that was under her mom's bed. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to grab the pictures, y'all. I put my hand under the bed. The first thing my hand went in was that shit. Was I happy about that? No.
But did you report it? Like,
yes.
Why have we never seen this?
I did report it.
Wouldn't we all love to see the recording she says she took when she found the prescription pad?
Did you take a picture?
I'm getting to that.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So, of course, I went wash my hands, and because nobody...
Okay, let's get into it. Long story short, Christy Blanchard has always claimed that Dee Dee's bed, this is Dee Dee's side, Gypsy said that was her side where she slept. Christy says that when she went back to the house with Rod to collect Gypsy's things, after she had been arrested, after the crime happened, that she stuck her hand under the bed and she happened to get a handful of some kind of poo.
Gross.
But that's when she found said prescription pad. As you can see in crime scene photos, Dee Dee Blanchard had a foam mattress topper. And then under that, she had a mattress. There is no box spring. There is no bed frame that is solid underneath that like plywood. There are little wooden slates. There is nothing under that mattress that you can stick your hand under and find something somewhere. Because that's like saying she's perfectly healthy and wasn't born sick, yet she's got EpiPens. Dee Dee Blanchard had her insulin and Gypsy had this, erythromycin, which can be used for multiple things, but it is used to treat certain STDs. And we know in the medicine cabinet that she also had an antiviral that is often used for herpes. So Gypsy has lied from everything, from that prescription pad all the way to the Barney, which clearly was because she had some kind of attachment to that stupid purple dinosaur.
Hey guys, it's Fancy. You're watching the Good Wives Network, and I just came across this whole thing about the prescription pad that Gypsy has put out, and that she magically found this prescription pad in this box that came from the house with all the pictures. Well, here's the funny thing about that. I already looked through that entire box. All of them. And Melissa Moore's looked through them. And Erin Lee Carr's looked through them. Sophie's looked through them. Dr. Phil's looked through them. And you know what's really funny is in all those times, no one ever found the prescription pad that you were claiming Dee Dee stole. I asked Christy for it when she claimed that she had found it, and her answer to me was, I don't have it. I turned it over to Mike. So if you, Christy, turned it over to Mike, can I ask you how this all happened? And let's remember, I asked Rod about this last year, and he stumbled over explaining to me where he found the pad.
Prescription pad?
What's that?
Can I ask you a question about the prescription pad that Christy says she found? Where did she find that prescription pad, and have you actually seen that prescription pad?
Absolutely. I was there with her. Myself.
Okay, and where was it when you found it, Rod?
in the bedroom somewhere.
It was in the bedroom.
You didn't think long and hard for that.
Now, here's the thing about that. What I can tell you is that Christy actually gave me the book from inside Dee Dee's home, which showed all the records of her picking up every single medication for her and Gypsy for several years. They weren't using several different pharmacies, and all the things that Gypsy was prescribed at the time, I do believe was medically necessary. Can I ask you a question?
So I'm spending my Saturday night going through old photographs. I'm looking for a very specific photo. But if anybody watched my documentary, if you remember Christy saying that she found a prescription pad, well, look what I found. It's still there.
So you want us to believe that everything else that was in that box is yellowed and dusty and all those different things, but this magical prescription pad is in pristine condition. It doesn't have any writings that you can see from any other prescriptions that often happen on the prescription pads, or any type of pad that you write through. It'll go through to the next level. Yep, that happens. It doesn't have any corners bent, rolling. It doesn't have any yellowing on it. It looks 100% like you just brought it out from a box, sterile as can be, and set it down in the middle of that pile and said, "Look here, I still have it." But what's really funny, again, can I ask you, why doesn't Mike have it? Why doesn't Greene County Sheriff's Department have it? Because according to the first story, that didn't include cat shit, by the way, Christy told me that she turned over the rugs that she took from the house and the prescription pad that she found over to Mike Stanfield. So why is it not in evidence? Why wasn't it presented to prosecution? Why was this not logged? How in the world did this get missed by everyone for 10 years? And why couldn't you produce it for me for the last 10 years when I asked for it? I asked you for proof. If you had proof, you would know you had proof, because you would know that you'd thrown it in a box somewhere. Well, the funny thing is I sat on your living room floor and I went through those boxes, Christy, and no one else besides me has ever found it either. So I'm sorry. I don't know why you guys are bringing this out right now. It's extremely, extremely odd, but I intend to get to the bottom of it, because there is in no way realm that I believe that that is a prescription pad that Dee Dee Blanchard stole. And even if it is a prescription pad that someone, there are other thieves in this situation, stole, it was never used. Never. And this isn't, Ashley Baby made a very good point about this. This is not during a time period where you could just walk in, hand a prescription over to a pharmacy, and they go, "Oh, okay, we'll fill it. We're not calling anybody. We're not checking anything." No, and that was one of the things I explained to you guys last night, and I'm going to explain this through the pharmacy and why the pharmacy's records had the correct birth date and the hospitals didn't, and how it flew by Medicaid and everyone else, and why this happened the way it did. And it certainly isn't because of a prescription pad your mother stole. Maybe you stole it. Besides, it doesn't look like a prescription pad to me. I don't know. It looks like something else other than a prescription pad to me. I don't know. Something about it is off.
Is this a prescription pad?
It sure is. Gypsy was looking through huge boxes of pictures tonight and came across the infamous prescription.
As a recovering opiate addict, I just want to put my 2 cents in about Gypsy Rose trying to push this narrative that, oh, my mommy had a prescription pad. Maybe they did find it in Gypsy Rose's and Dee Dee's house. Gypsy was a fucking thief who was stealing out of damn Walmart knives, baby clothes. He even got caught at motherfucking, what's it called? Hobby Lobby. Stealing. I wouldn't put it past Gypsy Rose to be the one that stole it. And secondly, y'all really believe that Dee Dee Blanchard was able to sit out here and write fucking prescriptions and just get away with it? Then you're delusional. This wasn't 2002 where they were just giving out fucking pain pills for one. We're talking about 2010, 2015 where they were keeping up with folks' DEA numbers, calling fucking doctors, make sure that they had actually wrote the prescription. They were already cracking down on narcotics. Gypsy is trying to push this narrative that her mom had a prescription pad. Oh my gosh, she kept me so drugged up. There is not one fucking report in any of her doctor's notes, okay? None of her medical records that says that Gypsy was lethargic, she was dazed out. Does it say she seemed sleepy? As a matter of fact, it says quite the opposite, that she was talkative with a rich fucking vocabulary. She was pleasant. She was cheerful. That's what her fucking medical records say. I'm gonna just go ahead and say this too. The fact that Gypsy Rose is still hanging on to this thread that, oh, my mommy had Munchausen. Well, cut that shit the fuck out. You already been on live talking about, we didn't get my Habitat for Humanity home because of my illnesses. And you've already flat out admitted that your mama was never fucking diagnosed with Munchausen, ma'am. And you already admitted you got that damn micro deletion that be deletioning, and you be trying to make us believe the shit that your deletion be having you believe in, honey, and we ain't going. Cut this dumb shit the fuck out. And why does this prescription pad look like it was edited into the picture? That's just my opinion. It just looks like it was put into the picture. Hey, like I said, maybe they did find it at Dee Dee and Gypsy's, but Gypsy Rose was a fucking thief too. She was stealing pain pills and money from her mama. Her damn mama making police reports saying she was robbed of her pain pills and money that she left on the damn dining room table. Had Dee Dee making Facebook posts saying she was shot at Walmart. Whole time it was Gypsy Rose, honey, and this ain't all alleged. That shit happened, but it is for entertainment purposes.
I found this online. Oh, Gypsy. Let's not throw dirt on a deceased person's name. There is absolutely no way your mother was forging a prescription pad when there's so much info required on them. Prescriber's printed name, DA, or Drug Enforcement Administration number. This is required for any controlled substances. And the NPI number, National Provider Identifier. You're the one that most likely stole them thinking you could use it. Just like you stole baby clothes, the murder weapon, and your mom's prescriptions. Now would you take a look at Gypsy's name on both the prescription pad and the envelope for the letter she had written to Nick? They are just the same. There's no question that is Gypsy's handwriting on the prescription pad. It states invalid all over the prescription. Is there any record anywhere that Gypsy got in trouble for writing this out? She was 16 at the time. Also compare the real doctor's signature on the left with Gypsy's attempt to forge it on the right. I also found that you can go online and print out medical prescription pads on Canva or find a printable prescription pad on Google. It wouldn't be hard for Gypsy to print up her own prescription pads, but it would be impossible, unless the doctor was part of the problem, to get the DA number and the NPI number and the doctor's correct signature and printed name. So tell me what you think in the comments. Was it the same prescription pad that Christy said she found under Dee Dee's bed that Gypsy showed in her video? How did Gypsy get it? Did Dee Dee ever forge prescriptions, or did Gypsy? Or is it all just a big misunderstanding? Please like, share, subscribe, and become a member. I appreciate each and every one of you.